I'm actually kind of amazed that this is getting Oscar buzz. Like, of all things, not to say that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying because the movie's quite good. But spoiler alert, um, it's just one you wouldn't expect the Oscars to. It's not safe enough for the Oscars. That's my thing. It's like this movie's too cool for the Oscars, but it's kind of yeah, exactly. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. And today we are talking about a movie, movies and TV. That's what we do here, and that movie is Emilia Pérez. Emilia Pérez is written and directed by Jacques Audiard. I hope I am saying that name correctly. It is based on an operetta of the same name. And Jacques Audiard previously has done films like A Prophet, Rust and Bone, The Sisters Brothers, among others. So this is his latest effort. And what is Emilia Pérez about? Well, how much time do you have? Carla Sofia Gascon plays initially at the beginning of the story a drug cartel member by the name of Manitas, who is married to the fiery and often villainous Jesse, played by Selena Gomez. And we meet him through his sort of kind of threatening friendship with Rita Mora Castro, a lawyer played by Zoe Saldana. And they decide, initially seemingly to evade capture, that they are going to transition into a woman, and that woman being Emilia Pérez, also again played by Carla Sofia Gascon, who is a trans actress, and they are going to, um, you know, be their true selves. But then eventually they reconnect with Jesse and Manitas's two children, who are unaware that their aunt Emilia is actually was formerly their father, Manitas, and things become complicated. And it also becomes complicated because Rita Castro, who is arguably the protagonist of this film, is also caught in the middle of all of this, as well as Edgar Ramirez as Gustavo Brun, and some former enforcers who come out of the woodwork to take care of this family, particularly Emilia Perez herself. Also, it's a musical with original songs that are often diegetically coming from the film's emotional sequences. It's a very strange brew. It's a little bit of a comedy. It's a little bit of a drama. It's a film about trans identity, but it's also a film that is a crime thriller, and it's a musical. It's a lot of things, and this mix shouldn't work, and yet it kind of does. Yeah, let the all singing, all dancing crime epic begin. So, Emilia Perez is again a film that should not work. On paper, this should not work at all. And yet it does. Yeah, Emilia Perez is a pretty great film, and what I love about it is they have all these elements. It is a thoughtful drama about trans identity. It's a crime thriller. It is a domestic drama slash telenovela about this troubled marriage. It's a film that's almost weirdly a dark screwball comedy in a Mrs. that sort of has echoes of Mrs. Doubtfire to it. It's a musical. It's a cartel revenge thriller. It's all these things. It's a movie about illicit affairs. All this stuff, and yet somehow all of this stuff works in creating. And it's also a love story because Emilia Perez also falls for a young woman named Epiphania Flores, played by Adriana Paz, who is quite good in the film. It's also a French film made by a French filmmaker that is almost entirely in Spanish, with some English moments and some French moments, but almost entirely Spanish with English subtitles. And it's the kind of movie, and it's on Netflix now. It's also in some theaters. This movie, I think what makes it work is one, ODR's handling of tones, because also this is a very controversial premise in regards to its treatment of, especially the themes about the drug cartels, its depiction of people in Mexico, and its depiction of trans people. And I feel like there is a discussion to be had about how it handles those themes. Some would argue maybe it doesn't handle them as well as it should have. I think that ultimately it all feeds into this sort of sense of melodramatic heightenedness. This whole thing takes place in sort of a universe that is kind of real, but it's kind of not. ODR really does a good job of kind of putting you in this world where, because it's a musical, everything feels a little bit movie-ish and artifice in a good way. It kind of reminded me of one of my favorite movies from a few years back, Annette, the Leos Carax film, because it has that same kind of vibe of like, it's a little bit, it has its foot in the real world, but it also has its foot in another world. But the real world stuff is the real emotional stuff. And there's particularly one kind of heartbreaking song sequence involving one of Emilia's sons singing to Emilia, not realizing that when he knew her, she was his father. And it's very powerful. And I have to give credit, too, to all three of the lead actresses, Gascon, Saldana, and Gomez. Selena Gomez, who has been good in the past. I mean, she's, Spring Breakers, Wizards of Waverly Place, more recently, Only Murders in the Building, and The Fundamentals of Caring, all good performances. She's a revelation here. She's so genuinely good, and should be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. It's probably not going to happen because her character is such a villain, but I think that honestly she should. There's a lot of a debt to telenovelas, and as somebody who has grown up in a household full of people who spent a lot of their time in Mexico, I've seen my share of those, and there's a lot of that in this too. It's a whole big stew, and it shouldn't work. It really should not work, but somehow it does, and it's kind of magical. Yeah, I loved Emilia Pérez. This is a complex film. It's a complicated film. It's, in a lot of ways, a transgressive film. It weirdly enough reminds me more of Almodovar than the recent Almodovar movie, a movie I also loved, The Room Next Door, in that it feels almost like the golden age of, like, Talk to Her and All About My Mother and films of that nature. Kika, and films like that from Almodovar. But yeah, really good film. I highly recommend Emilia Pérez. It's on Netflix now. It is also in some select theaters. I honestly feel bad I didn't see it on the big screen. It is definitely a cinematic film that just happened to find its home on Netflix. So if you can see it in the theater, I would recommend doing so. But if you can't, definitely check it out. Especially above everything else, because it is very much an Oscar contender, so you're going to want to stay in the know. So yeah, Emilia Pérez. I'm going to give one of these. Yeah, you see it. Bang. 5 out of 5 stars plus. This was a really good film. Really, really good. Really, really, really good songs. Really good performances. Really, really, and just across the board. Filmmaking, everything. Really good experience. Yeah, definitely check out Emilia Pérez. Don't let it fly under your radar. So yeah, Emilia Pérez, 5 stars plus. Let's close the book on it. Trailer trash, none. Watched it on Netflix. Was there shawarma? No, there was not. All right, that's it. We will be back right after this for an early review of September 5th, which I saw at the St. Louis International Film Festival. We'll have a review of that, as well as a review for the anime film Ghost Cat Anzu. So we'll have a review of that. And Kanguva, the latest Indian action film. And then tomorrow we will have a review for AMC Screen Unseen, which for tonight, which honestly, I have no idea what it's going to be. We also have coming up this week reviews for Wicked and Gladiator 2, as well as Blitz, Out of My Mind, and Spellbound. Also coming up next week, we got reviews for Moana 2, Watchmen Chapter 2, Dear Santa, Beatles 64, among others. So that's coming up, and that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know who does that, so you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's hey Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews this and other fun stuff, you can find me on all my social media. I'm on literally everything, and either Raised on Popcorn with Grant or Raised on Popcorn. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Emilia Pérez? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below. Let me know. And until we meet again, we were all Raised on Popcorn. Made mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. See you in a bit. Bye.